Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
He's absolutely Jason, he's absolutely gay. He'll absolutely brighten up the darkest rainy day. He's funny and loves movies, he's smart and he's a Jew. He's an actor and an activist and wants to hear from you.
Hey everybody, welcome to Absolutely Jason Stuart. I am here with my friend, actor and co-star Scott Krinsky from Tangerine. Now this is really exciting because I have wanted to ask you a million questions, and of course when you're with somebody hanging, you want to seem really, really cool, and I am anything but cool. As you know, you hung out with me at Sundance. So Scott and I have known each other for at least 15 or 20 years, hanging around LA, and we found ourselves in this incredible little movie called Tangerine. And then we started to hang out at Sundance together, and we got much, much more friendly. So how did you get into Tangerine?
Through the producer, Darren Dean.
Who's wonderful, who's up for a Spirit Award.
Yeah, I'd met.
It's a special Spirit Award for producers who do low-budget films. It's sort of
exciting.
Yes.
So I met Darren through an editor from when I worked on Chuck, who I became good friends with, and we went to a film festival way back. Darren had a film, I believe, in the festival. I met Darren, we hit it off, and he just said, that I really want to work with you someday. We just, hit it off, and I guess that's about 3 years later. I got a call. We had kept in touch through Facebook and stuff, and I got that call one day on
That's exactly what happened to me.
Middle of the week. Hey, I think I have something for you in this movie,
And what was the? Tell people what the part is, and this is, and how do you? This is not unusual for you to get
really?
weird parts.
Oh, weird parts, but not the part.
Yeah, this one is you play a John.
I play a John
to a transgender woman. Maya
woman.
Taylor, who this week won the Breakthrough Actress at the Gotham Film Festival, and we also won. We're like glowing. The Audience Award at the Gotham Film Festival, which is, for those at home, is one of the biggest indie film festivals, and also the biggest, I guess. Gotham is probably the second biggest award under the Spirit Awards.
I think. I mean, I'm sort of learning more. I've known of the Gotham Awards, but having a film in it, I kind of did a little research, and so it's a big deal.
It's a really, really big deal.
And it's been.
And Maya was so upset, and just so people know, her plane broke down. She was coming from her house in North Dakota where she lives, and she was flying to New York, and her plane broke down, and they had to wait, and she could not, and she missed accepting the award. Isn't that terrible?
And they've been having crazy weather out there, so maybe that had something to do with it.
So it was not purposely at all, but she got to New York and got to go to all the parties and everything.
Good.
Yeah, so tell us what your part is so people will know.
I play John, picking up one of the transgenders, and it doesn't work out so well.
Not at all.
And it gets a little crazy.
Really
dicey.
Yeah,
and I don't want to give too much away if you haven't seen the film, but it just gets a little crazy.
And what's really neat about the scene is it's so real that all the comedy comes from the realness, and there's a certain amount of sadness in it at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't get off, and but it is, and I think that's a testament to our director, Sean. He's just such an amazing director, and just kind of allows things to happen.
Don't you feel like you're just a part of this large family of people and when you're on the set, there's such a feeling of safeness to have fun and play and to be bad or good or anything.
Yeah, and this film, I only worked, it was a short shoot for everybody, but I only worked one day.
Most of us did.
Yeah, and but I felt like everyone I met that day, I just bonded with by the end of the day. And then, of course, so many of us went to Sundance together. And
what fun.
For a few days, and we bonded even more. And so, it was an amazing experience because of the movie and because of the people I met working on it.
Now, how'd you start acting? You went to college and got a degree like a grown-up.
Yeah, I went to school.
And your brother is also in the biz.
Yeah, my brother is directing and writing, and he's got a lot of projects he's trying to get going, like everybody out here. I went to school. I was a terrible student, but I did end up getting into college, and I studied communications and broadcast journalism, and I was always interested in the news. And
you worked for CNN?
Yeah, I worked for CNN. I interned while I went to school.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was amazing because it was during the time that the Berlin Wall was falling down, and one of my favorite movies and one of my favorite directors is James L. Brooks, and so it felt like I was in broadcast news.
Your first part was then I'll Do Anything.
Yes.
So are you shocked that I know all this?
Yeah.
So how
I got Taft-Hartley on that film.
How did you get that part?
I had not lived here long, and
was it a part, or did you go in as an
extra?
No,
I was an extra.
So you wanted to get into you specifically.
Yeah, and I wasn't even.
Did you go after it?
No, I didn't even know at that time how. I didn't even know by that point. I was so new out here how hard it was to get your SAG card. I was just doing.
Your SAG-AFTRA card is a union card, and Taft-Hartley means that's how you get into the union. They
gave you a line on set. So I didn't even know that it was hard to get your SAG card. I didn't, So we're in it was a movie theater scene for I'll Do Anything, which was a film with Julie Kavner, Woody Harrelson, Nick Nolte.
Oh, and so good.
So it was this big movie theater scene, and we were all extras in the movie theater. And then I guess James L. Brooks had this scene, maybe it was like a spontaneous scene he wanted to do where we were getting interviewed as a focus group for the film that we had just seen by Julie Kavner.
And you got picked.
And he just went through the theater, and I didn't know what he was doing. He was just like, you, and he picked like 10 of us.
So it was like being on That Girl.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite TV show from the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
About an actress in New York, and every time at the beginning of the show, someone would go, I want that girl. And then the whole thing would freeze, and she'd go like this.
Yeah, I was the girl.
Right. And you get the part, and you're like, perfect.
But so I had, we were part of a little focus group. They emptied out the theater. The 10, 12 of us filled up, a row, and we answered questions about the film that we had just seen, and that's how I got my SAG card.
And did you get into the film?
No, because there was a film within a film. I don't think it was one of his most well-received
No, because it was a
films.
musical.
And the film within the film, I think, got taken out of the finished film, I believe. And so, no.
They cut out like a third of the movie, which is really, I would love to see it.
But
is there a copy anywhere of it?
Oh, I'm sure you can rent it or find
as a musical, though.
No. Oh, yeah. I wonder if there is like a director's
I would love
cut.
to see that. And for people who don't know who James L. Brooks is, he created I think he created Mary Tyler Moore with.
Yeah.
And also Taxi.
Yeah.
And then Terms of Endearment, Broadcast
Yeah, and
News.
I love Terms of Endearment. I mean, I don't know why that film, just Jack Nicholson, Shirley MacLaine. And
well, it's because it's about parent and children.
Yeah, and
it's about
it's very human. I think everyone can relate to the.
And nobody writes better dialogue than this guy. You make me be the best man that I can be.
Yeah.
You make me want to be the best man I can be. That's from As Good as It Gets. And then in Broadcast News, Albert Brooks says to Holly Hunter, where are you going to meet me? The place around the corner near the thing. Okay, yeah.
I always remember the scene where Holly Hunter's directing the cab driver, the quickest way to get around through D.C.
Oh, my God.
I grew up there. That was my city.
Oh, really?
I grew up right outside D.C. in Maryland. So,
it was like crazy good.
Yeah, and then of course, then interning at CNN, I was like, oh my God, this is just like Broadcast News, and but back to your original question was, I always knew that I wanted to be an actor. I just think it wasn't like a real possibility. I remember growing up and I loved Bob Newhart.
Oh God.
Don Knotts.
Oh my God!
I even remember John Ritter, like on Three's Company, and so a lot of my and of course like Jack Nicholson, and
anything.
In terms, and anything. But those are just a few actors, and I loved all these comedic actors, like I don't know, like Bob Newhart and Don Knotts, and just those zany character guys, and and I guess
Let's take a look at some of your things. Let's take a look at some of the
Sure.
clips of your work as an actor. This is what we call in the biz our demo reel that we show to people.
What's next for Jeff Barnes?
What's next? I hadn't really, how can I make up my mind when I got so many tasty options?
$40 fucking.
Oh my God, this is on your demo reel.
My
Right?
family's driving me fucking crazy. I just gotta get off.
That's not any of my concern.
Okay, listen. I can do all the work and jerk myself off. Maybe you can just grab my balls or something. Please, I'll be super fast. I just need. Come on, it's Christmas.
Give me my
Get the
shit.
fuck out of my
Give me
car.
my shit. I'm not playing
Get
with
the
you.
fuck.
Give me my. Okay, you know what?
Give me my fucking keys. No, you don't even know her. Get out of my car. She just attacked me.
So a random woman just grabs you and starts attacking
Yes.
you.
Listen, I'm disappointed too, but aren't
This
we
is
all
Chuck.
still lucky to be here? Working in a great place in a down economy, surrounded by our great-looking Buy More coworkers. So what if we just use this as a wake-up call?
You have a nice
and
haircut
vow
there.
to
Yeah,
work
this
even
is
harder
towards
for the
the end
next
of
year.
the series where my character goes through a big transition, as opposed to what you're seeing now.
I'm glad it was you.
A little more earlier in the series.
I mean, you sure you're not?
Me?
I'm cool. Being number one's a real bitch. Feels like the whole world is gunning for you sometimes.
That's a beautiful haircut too.
I think it is.
Oh. Welcome to the warehouse.
And there's
I'm Jimmy
all
the
of
janitor.
me,
I
almost.
take care of things around here, but I only work 9 to 5, and
What was that
That's
like?
It's
from
6.
a
So,
short kind of pilot presentation I did.
really red. You been crying?
Sean Patrick Flannery there.
What show is this?
This is
Well, if you need
was
someone
a
to
short
talk
film
to
tranny
who won't
trainer
judge you,
it was called.
I'm
It was
here.
actually about a personal trainer who was training transgenders.
Well, so is our next guest later on the show, Erika Irvin. She's also a trainer.
Didn't I defend you a
From the
couple of years ago for
OC.
B&E?
Yeah. Now I
Great
remember.
haircut
I
again.
called you Crazy
The lack
Eyebrow
of
Man.
one.
Now that you mention it, not talking to you is a lot less work than talking to you.
I didn't come here for stupid jokes.
This is C+ material. Don't I get a little laugh, a little smile, a little chuckle? I'm trying here. Pineapple.
Dude, don't say that word, okay? It doesn't have any meaning if you keep joking with it, okay?
No, I didn't say it. Chuck did.
Chuck.
Pineapple.
Pineapples are fun. My dad.
Well, this is great. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about Chuck and how you got that show. We'll be back in just a minute. Please stay with us. And I'm here with Scott Krinsky. We'll be back in just a second on Absolutely Jason Stewart. Stay with us.
It's your man Money B from Digital Underground asking everybody to check out the Going Way Back show, your home for classic hip hop, raw and uncut. Join me
And me, DJ Always.
as well as Ty Teasy bringing you the old school new news every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here.
On T Radio V.
That's right, Radio NTV.
Hey, what's up? It's Tone Logan in the house, and you're tuned into T Radio V.
Now you done heard a lot of talk about me and my niggas. Them outlaw worldwide my figures. From triumph to tragedy, to right back on top, and niggas still mad at me for pushing that big truck on 24 square feet in ATL game lockjaw. Now that's what my nigga got shot for, being too motherfucking raw for these fuckboys. See the darkness, see the light, he wanna kill it. Misery loves company, and that's the real shit. But in 2004.
Hi, I'm Valerie Landsberg, and most people know me as Doris from the television series Fame. You're watching Absolutely Jason Stewart on T Radio V. You're watching Jason Stewart on TV Radio V. Fame!
Should we jump in there at the last one?
Hey, we're back with Scott Krinsky here on Absolutely Jason Stewart. We were talking about the beginning of his career, and I guess when you had told me a while back that when you got the OC, that sort of was the same producer as Chuck.
Yeah, Josh
Tell me that
Schwartz.
story, how that happened.
Well,
because I'm always obsessed with
I got
this.
a small part on the OC, and it
Playing
was a homeless guy.
Daryl.
Yeah, homeless guy. And this is the story I heard was just Josh Schwartz just thought I was really funny and kept writing my homeless character into the show, like a homeless guy.
So you didn't go after this homeless kind of, because you had this, you have this look that you sort of procured.
Yeah.
In your life, is this sort of crazy hair.
Well, yeah.
Did you do that purposely in life thinking?
Well,
or did it come from the OC?
No, I mean, I when I did grow my hair out, it was actually my friend, one of my best friends, said, you should really grow your hair out. I don't know. He just had this instinct. He knew me really well, and he knew me for a long time. He's like, you need to grow your hair out, because it was I had really short hair when I came here, and
right.
And I grew it out, and I started doing stand up, and it just I guess that look kind of organically got cultivated, and then
now you feel like you're stuck and trapped in it.
Yeah, but hey, whatever works, and so I went in to read for this small part, and he thought I was funny, and he kept writing me into the show, and I did like 5 episodes, and then just until...
Because you don't look like the OC type. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, right.
What was Peter Gallagher like?
Well, my joke was like, it was like I got hired. I had a stand-up joke about getting hired on the OC, but it was like I wasn't, of course,
the OC type.
But
Peter
Gallagher is great. Yeah.
I fell in love with him when I was a kid.
Yeah.
In the Idolmaker, and then in Summer Lovers, he was just so, I used to make a joke. God, he has 2 girls. I can't even get one. That was a long time ago.
So the OC got canceled, and I was like, oh God, I finally got like a regular gig. I thought this is going to be like Nick Nolte and Down and Out in Beverly Hills. It's going to go another season, and they're going to have me move in with them, because I've gotten to know like the whole family as this homeless character.
Uh-huh.
So I thought I'm going to be like, I'm going to move in with the Coens, and
Be
they're
the
going to clean
guru.
me up. Yeah. Or they're going to clean me up. But got canceled, and I was kind of bummed. I was really bummed. And then, maybe 3 months later, I get a call from the casting director, Patrick Rush, and they were doing Chuck, the pilot, and they were offering me the role of...
offering you?
Yeah.
That's like
this
crazy.
role that, would work in the store, and so...
And it came from the higher up.
Yeah, and then I did end up having to do like a little thing on tape just for network people, just to see, kind of approve, I guess, of my casting, but yeah.
And you were on it for how many years?
5 seasons, yeah. We did 92 episodes.
Dear God.
Yeah.
And what
dream
was it
come true?
What was it like to just like have a job?
Oh, it was amazing. Because I mean, I'd been out here a long time, and I was only right before the OC, maybe a year or 2 before that. I was only really starting to finally, I'd been doing a lot of plays, and I started doing stand up. I'd done some groundlings, and I'd only really just started auditioning, so. For TV, I'd done commercials, but I was only just starting to audition for TV, and then bang, I get like this gig, and then it turns into like basically, 6 or 7 years, of steady work. Yeah. So
save that TV
I'm glad
money.
it happened when I was a little older and had that perspective and the little bit of the struggle behind me.
Because sometimes people like spend that money, and all of a sudden they've got this big house, and then I know other friends who just paid their rent for a year.
Yeah.
So they could just know that was taken care of.
No, it was taken care of, yeah. So it was, I mean, it's a dream come true. And, I still sometimes, I got to sort of pinch myself. And
then you got in one of the biggest movies around, which was
Transformers.
Transformer.
The third
What's it called? The
Transformers.
Moon?
Dark of the Moon.
Dark of the Moon. Transformers Dark of the Moon, yes.
Yeah.
And you got to work with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. I met him on set. I didn't work directly with him. There was a few of us hired. I think like Molly Flanagan.
Oh, yeah.
I always forget how to pronounce her. But Andy Daly. And we were hired to be like some comedic people in the office. And John Malkovich was the boss, and
my God, that's my next thing. What was it like to work with him?
And
man.
Michael Bay. I mean, Michael Bay is like, you know, you hear all these Michael Bay stories, but he was incredible. And
really, so he wasn't the
I mean, you know, he's a little impatient, but you know, I mean, I have so much respect for him. I mean that in the best way, because this guy, like, you could see him he knows how to do, like, he could probably do any job on that film set. I mean, he knew what he knows what he wants, and you know, in a big film like that, there's all these explosions and things happening.
How many weeks did you work on it?
I worked on it for about 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
But yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking, because you don't want to, like, this big scene with all these, like, things blowing up, and you don't want to
be the one
the one that screws up the scene, you know. So
did you screw up a scene?
No. No.
Who did?
I don't remember.
Malkovich.
Nobody
probably.
did. I got to do a lot of little extra stuff that wasn't in the final cut of the film. I just have a small role, but I did some funny office scenes with John Malkovich, just improvised stuff. So I had no idea when I got hired that I was going to be
improvising with
working with John Malkovich, and that was just, like, amazing. Again, like, I love all these amazing character actors, and he's just someone, like, I used to wait on him at a restaurant, you know, and here I am working with him.
You waited on him?
Yeah, when I used to wait tables, I had waited. I'm like, God, here I am now, you know, wow, I'm working with him.
He didn't remember you, did he?
He's like, great job, you know.
Did he remember you?
No.
Oh, good. Did you bring it up?
No. But it was just, you know, again, like a dream come true.
And Josh Duhamel, did you work with him on it or no?
No, I don't know if, I guess he was, no, I didn't work because, yeah, he wasn't in that part of the film that we were shooting.
I also thought it was really interesting. So there's 2 Steve Jobs films. There's one called Steve Jobs that's out now, and then there's one called Jobs with Ashton Kutcher. It was not a terrible movie. Everybody thought it was so terrible, and I honestly did not.
No, it's a good film.
I thought it was just sort of TV movie-esque, or just, you know, old school. This is what his whole life was. And I would guess they're thinking in getting Ashton Kutcher to do it is to get someone that's incredibly likable, you know. And you played a small part in that film. Ashton Kutcher is like the king of the internet. Did you get any ideas or steal anything? You know, he's like, he knows everything.
No, he was really nice. I met him in the makeup trailer, and he was, you know, can be a nicer guy.
He's really good looking.
You hear all these stories about people, or just, you know, it's like he's the star of the film. I don't know, but he was great, and you know, I had auditioned for a much bigger part, but, you know, again, I was so happy to do what I did, and it was a really nice experience. Yeah.
Being a character actor, you know, after having a couple really of these really big high profile, you know, certainly being on the OC, then Chuck, then this movie, and then you've done tons of other appearances on other shorts and episodic television and other films. And this is a question I already know the answer to, but what do you find, you have this expectation of something like happening from something else, you know, like somebody calling up and saying, I want that guy for, you know, it doesn't happen in that way, I don't think, all the time.
No, but it doesn't. You know, I mean, I've auditioned for hundreds of things that I wish I got that I didn't, but
what's the one that got away that you just sort of,
God, I mean, I can't even, you know, that's such a hard question. I can't
it's hard
think of one.
No, it is.
A job is a job, you know, and there's been a lot of great ones.
When you were on Chuck, so Chuck, I always think of Chuck as an audience show. There's certain shows that are industry shows and shows that are audience shows.
Yeah.
And that was very much loved by the audience.
Yeah, we had a big cult following.
Exactly, but all around the country, of all people.
Around the world now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, world, yeah. Whereas you just did an episode or 2 episodes of Togetherness, which you did not have to audition for, I heard.
No.
You told me, and you called me. I was so excited. And you get to play, Togetherness is the Duplass Brothers show, which I love. It's on HBO. It's coming back for the 2nd season.
I play a Russian. I don't want to say too much because it's, you know, it hasn't aired yet.
Tell us how it went down.
No, you know, well, the Duplass Brothers executive produced Tangerine, and so I got to, you know, meet them at Sundance briefly, and
so did I.
And so yeah, I just got an email from Mark Duplass, who had asked for my email from Darren, one of the producers of Tangerine, and I said, sure, give him my email, you know. big fans of those.
Can you can I give him your
Can
email?
I give my email?
No,
to Mark?
don't.
Yeah, so
I don't want to be seen by him.
And I was like, oh my God, what?
And Mark Duplass is the guy who plays.
He's on Togetherness, yeah.
Yeah, and then Jay is on Transparent.
Transparent, yeah.
But Mark produces, writes, and directs part together with his
they
brother.
both do. Yeah, Togetherness. Yeah, they write.
And,
yeah.
And is the League still on? And Jay was on the League, and
yeah.
Jay is also on.
No, I think
Mindy.
Mark was on the League.
Wait, Mark was on the League,
Mark
and Mark
was
is also on
Yeah.
Wendy
on
Project Mindy. It's like there's all these. It's like 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
So now you're in the group,
I hope.
I'm
I
on
don't
the
know.
edge.
We'll see. I mean,
you're ahead of me.
Mark sent. So he just sent me an email saying I have a small role for you, but it's over 2 episodes. If you'd be interested in doing it, like of course.
And tell me the whole thing about the Russian accent. That was so funny. Because they said it has a Russian accent.
Yeah. They just.
No one even asked. Yeah.
I didn't know much about my role till, maybe a week or so before I got the script. But funny enough, I had seen a casting thing about it, so I knew. I think I kind of figured out it was going to be Russian, and
They didn't even tell you it was going to be Russian?
No.
They just assumed you could do a Russian accent?
Well, I am Krinsky.
But no one asked you.
Yeah.
So am I. I'm Russian. I'm Russian. Stuart is my whole family comes from this country.
But it is in my ancestry, so I think it's...
No, this is my ancestry too.
Accent that...
Yours is not an ancestry? No?
Comes a little easier, and I have some Russian
actor
friends that helped me work on it.
I do not need no friends to work, but I was not called. I was not called because I am not as good as you.
You haven't been called yet.
All right. Thank you so much. So what's coming up next? You have a film called David Made a
Maze. It's a really cool kind of abstract, artsy film. It's about, I don't even know how to describe it. It's amazing what they did with the budget we had with special effects and set design. But it's a guy that has a maze in his apartment. He's out of work. He builds this maze in his apartment, and then he goes into the maze, and then he gets lost in the maze, and his friends and the documentary crew have to go into the maze to get him out. So when you're in the world of the maze, it's a lot bigger than what you would appear from looking in his living room at the maze.
This sounds like meeting John Malkovich. That kind of stuff.
It's kind of in that. I think it's kind of in that vein. Someone compared it to like an idea, the film Labyrinth, which I don't know if I've seen.
I've seen it.
Anyways, I'm really
well. I'm excited to have you on the show. I'm excited about seeing you in Togetherness in the new season. I'm excited about the possibility that one day I will get to work with you. I hope that happens. So how do people get a hold of you if they want to get a hold of you? Do you have a website?
I have a website.
What's that?
ScottKrinsky.com. And Twitter and
everything.
Instagram, yeah.
So thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break. We're going to be right back with Erika Irvin from American Horror Story, the Freak Show. And I just can't thank you enough for being on, brother. Thank you so much. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Radio V.
What did you play opposite Andy, Eric? Do you remember?
Andy and I worked as two employees at a network.
Okay. Oh, you're forgetting the other thing.
I played a news anchor, and he played a reporter.
Okay, but the other thing you did, the thing you did on the Andy Dick show, who did you play to Andy?
Oh, is that going to play my sister?
You played his wife, Denise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you played his wife.
Yeah. So what's wrong with that, Eliza?
Nothing's wrong with it.
He's got a great range as an actor.
Yeah, it just was funny.
Encounters with Eric and Eliza Roberts, Wednesdays from 2 to 4 p.m. on T Radio V.
Geeks, wake up! We got big news. I'm not gonna mumble this time. Geekscape, the long-running movie video game. Let me do one more. Hey geeks, we got big news! Geekscape, your favorite show about movies, video games, comics, and TV, is coming to T-Radio V Monday, October 6th. And it'll be on every Monday from then on, 7 p.m. Until the apocalypse happens, we're all eaten by zombies.
Welcome back to Absolutely Jason Stewart, and with my guest here, Erika Irvin.
Yes.
Saying it right? Who is also known as AKA as Amazon Eve, also known as playing. Tell us the name of your character on American Horror Story Freak Show.
That was the name that I was allowed to use because I created this character in 2009.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was the name of your character on American Horror Story?
Amazon Eve.
So it was the same?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God, I did not know that.
Yes.
I didn't. Dumb. Isn't it? So they actually use the same name, and there's a great story about how you got this job on American Horror Story.
Right. I auditioned as a man. The part was originally slated for a man, a tall man, a giant man. It's kind of like the Black Swan effect. They only think the giant, only men are giants, right? Well, there are women giants out there. And Johnny Long in the Pants was the character name. I auditioned reading something from Of Mice and Men, the Lenny part.
Oh, wow.
It's like, hi, George. I slicked back my hair, bound my breasts, wore a flannel shirt and blue jeans and tennis shoes, and went in there and I nailed it.
What was the voice that you used?
I used the softer form of my voice. It's like, George, you want me to go off on them hills? I can go off on them hills and you won't have me around no more. There's a gentle giant. I played this character in community theater years ago, so I already knew how to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I nailed it.
I've auditioned for it too myself. It's a great part. It's one of my favorite all-time plays. You know, John Steinbeck. How can you go wrong?
I know.
Show this little, Jake. Show the little clip that presents what Erika looks like as Amazon Eve.
Oh no. Wir sind alle Freaks, German. We are all freaks. We all are. We're all have our own little twists. Oh, wow.
Now, how did that make you feel first to be in a show that was called Freaks? How did that, because I mean, I know that for a gay person, the word queer has a double meaning to me, you know, because now it's considered an inclusive of all people who are either in the LGBT community or supportive of it. So how did you feel about that, the idea of that word, taking it
when
you got cast in the show and that the show was called that? Did it
keep in mind it's a historical piece.
Okay.
So the word freaks was the word used prior to the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act. So think about it, that our view of freaks, let's use the word extraordinary body narrative, has changed over time.
God, yeah.
So people have different maladies in mind. My co-star, Matt, has the short arms. You seen that?
Right.
Let me borrow a book, and I read about the history of freakery and the extraordinary body narrative. That we live in a world with gender binary prejudice, ableism, cisgendered, white, hetero, privilege, and everything below that is considered different, other, and they have different words, these labels that we use. These a priori categories. And one thing that I loved, that Ryan Murphy is a genius, by the way, and he's a different kind of animal in terms of diversity.
He's changed TV.
Well, we changed the rules with our show. There's this story, and then there's that story that transforms society, and we transform society. In the last 2 years, Laverne Cox, also on Orange is the New Black, and
Maya Taylor, who just won the Breakthrough Award for Tangerine, a film that I'm in, and I keep talking about it.
I keep hearing more and more about this film. The buzz on this, the Oscar buzz on this.
It also got Best Audience Award, and it's nominated for 5 Spirit Awards.
Awesomeness.
Actor, supporting actor. One of the actresses, Kiki Rodriguez, is nominated for Best Actress opposite Cate Blanchett. Maya's nominated for supporting opposite Cynthia Nixon. It's very, very exciting.
Do you know how exciting that is?
Oh.
What happened after Sidney Poitier accepted the Academy Award for Lilies of the Field in 1963.
What happened? He became a major movie star. And
Yes.
and then became a major director.
Mhm.
And he became an iconic figure, and he opened the door to the possibilities, I think.
There's a relevance to winning the Academy Award. This is the acme of you are the best of all the guy actors and the male actors. The 1964 Civil Rights Act passed. When you
Yes.
elevate someone up to
out of the industry, yes.
Think about that.
We changed the world.
And he played a real character.
Yes.
Versus Mammy from Lilies of the Field, not Lilies of the Field, Gone with the Wind, I think 1932.
Right.
I forgot the actress's name.
Hattie McDaniels. She won. You're talking about who won for the first Oscar, the first black person, or who played
The first black, but that was a caricature.
Right, but she was the first black actress to win an Academy Awards 1939.
39?
Yeah,
God, that was
and
way back.
not another woman won until Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
And then we had several women in the 2000s from
Yeah.
black women winning, in addition to Halle Berry for Best Actress.
Mhm.
You know,
We've come a long way.
Oh, yeah, we have.
I see the climate changing in the future.
I do too. I mean, I'm in a film next year I'm playing a plantation owner in 1831. So called The Birth of a Nation, directed and
Mhm.
starring Nate Parker. So, and I'm hoping for you in your career that people see how. I mean, I was we just met the other night.
I know.
We met at a Sheena, the radio host Sheena Metal was having a anniversary show at the Improv, and we both went to support, and you were in the show.
I was just on her show last night.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I had a blast. We just talked about it. We ended up being, this is a gender show,
Well, because gender is the new black, in the sense, I think, in these days. And it's in so many different ways, being gender variant, being transgender, being man, being woman, whatever you choose to be, and having the same opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think that being on this show certainly has changed your life? How has it changed it? What's the positive from it for you?
When I created Amazon Eve, it was kind of out of desperation. It's sort of this ubiquitous superhero that I created in my head when I was 14 years old, or 12 or 13, I can't remember. But there's been this little superhero, iconic, like She-Hulky without the green woman that could always protect me. Well, I didn't realize I'd become that woman later on in life, but in 2009, I gave her a name. I put a bikini on her, and I didn't have any clothes, and I ran around the world with, bikini and stripper heels will travel. They put me on the cover of Zoo Weekly, and then my career started climbing. There was little dips and valleys. I did a Hemlock Grove, the first season of Hemlock Grove, and I was in the pilot of another TV show called it was called White Van Man, the BBC version. They called it Family Tools here. I got to work with J.K. Simmons. And
what was that experience like?
Oh, it was gorgeous. Incredible actor. Energy. Leah Remini. And
well, he's a big theater guy.
Oh, yeah.
So, and people don't know about this with actors. There's a free to be you and me kind of thing, and that I think that you have from working in the theater, from working in film, working in television, and when we see each other, there's just, and also there's a mutual respect for good work.
Yeah.
I think. And so for me, people that are different, I feel like the other people that are not, that are what you call cisgender, I don't even think of myself in a sense as cisgender, even though I'm a gay man, but I'm also a gay man who's been an artist for a long time, who's wanted to play all different kinds of things.
Well,
So
there's a transhumanism going on, a thought process, and I talked to Sheena about this a little bit last night because she's also intersexed. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, she's been talking about it. Hold that, because I want to take a break. We're going to be right back. We're going to talk all about that. I adore Sheena Metal. I'm trying to get her on the show for 4 years. We're going to take a break. We're right here with Erika Irvin from American Horror Story Freak Show. We'll be back in just a second. Stay with us. Don't change that channel. Oh my God, we don't have a channel.
Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Valerie Landsberg, and most people know me as Doris from the television series Fame. You're watching Absolutely Jason Stewart on T-Radio V. You're watching Jason Stewart on TV Radio V. Fame!
Should we
jump in there at the last one?
Grant. I'm Grant Reynolds. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I mean, this is pretty much just like the same thing. Oh, wait, this is...
No one wants to see her ninny goats.
Like a bear. He's like a big bear, isn't he?
Like, yeah.
Let me
Hold on, we'll start.
If you don't like the right pizza, go yourself.
You never know who's shunning
Absolutely,
I think
Jason
that my
Stewart.
show is better than yours. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
The only thing that masks alcohol while you're driving is peanuts.
Peanut?
Have lots of when you're drinking.
It wouldn't be the first time Langdon had Skippy in his mouth.
Isn't that your dog?
T-Radio V.
Get in the car.
Waka, waka, waka.
Throw another log on the fire. It's not hot enough back here.
T-Radio V. Radio and TV.
Ay, ay,
Hi, this is Danny Woodburn, and you're watching T-Radio V. Did it come up? You all right? There we go. He's good.
Shirt and then the kid.
We're back at Absolutely Jason Stewart here with Erika Irvin. We're looking at pictures of her from her childhood. So for those of you who don't know, Erika is also transgender. And you were telling me during the break that a couple years ago you were homeless.
No, not a couple years ago. I've been living at a hotel since I created Amazon Eve, and because I travel a lot, I haven't had a home. So right before I broke up with my boyfriend, I was living with my boyfriend right up to January, and we broke up January 20th, 2014. And I needed to do more. I needed to get away, and I started doing open mics all through California, from San Francisco to LA to Vegas. And I would do like 1, 2, I try to get in 3. There were a couple nights I could do three mics down here. You start early, you get your 6 in, you get your 7:30, and you get your 9 o'clock in there. There's a couple late on Tuesdays I could do that. And I just worked. I found the stage, and I hit that stage, and I just auditioned. I lived out of my car. I traveled. I would stay on friends' couches or a hotel room when I could, and I just kept working.
You're a brave woman.
I know. I didn't give up. I almost gave up in that time. I auditioned. You audition as an actor. You interview when you go back to the law office, and I almost went back to a law office. I was going to work for the city attorney's office of Los Angeles, Mike Vurer.
Oh, wow.
And in that conversation, I realized, let's give this one more shot. Let's keep pushing. I think I was down to my last $200, and I got a gig from a Japanese firm, and then a bigger gig from another Japanese TV show, and then I auditioned. I got this audition from American Horror Story Freak Show. And
who did you get it through?
Through my agent, through my manager, and
oh, wow.
It ended up being
kind of creative thinking.
Well, it's one of those. I thought it was a throwaway audition, and as you know, as an actor, there's a reverse correlation between how well you do and how much you care. I didn't think I'd ever get cast, so I went in there.
Who cares?
Because they're looking for a man. I'm a woman, so I did the audition, and I went in like I didn't care. And I try to convince myself, okay, how am I going to not care about this one that I really want?
Exactly.
You got to work for it. So it's a Zen thing. I learned that from Dennis. You got to play the Zen game when you go and audition.
I know, it is.
But it was tough. And now I have a feature film, another TV show, and oh God, I can't wait for this one. There's another feature film. It's got a preliminary title called Chimera. I don't know if they're going to use that title, but it's still in post-production. There's another film that starts in August. I've got a full year, 2016.
Wow.
Very busy girl.
So do you have a home?
Yeah, I'm home now.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's still down in Redondo Beach. I kind of like living that far away.
Uh-huh.
You know, until if I had a regular TV
Well, you're a
gig,
beach girl, I can tell.
I love living close to the water, and I like the air. I love the ocean. I love the air. It's cleaner. There's less smog.
You've also done, you're in incredible shape, and you were also a trainer, it said?
I was a personal trainer, a paralegal. I worked in the insurance industry.
But you also wrestled, and
I did mixed martial arts, wrestling, boxing.
Yeah, so I want to show a little clip here of you with one of the most.
What am I going to be doing?
You're fighting. Oh God. You tell us who did.
Oh, this is Michael Chiklis, and he's nothing like this. He's the sweetest man you'll ever meet, and he's also a great dad.
And he played a gay man in this, a closeted gay man. It was wonderful.
No, this is us. This line. Oh God.
Well, she was such a protector in this.
Well, she was
Amazon
the quiet guardian of the group. Oh boy. Yeah, someone.
It's very hard to get online clips from that show because
it is.
Fox is very protective of
it. It is.
FX. So. What I loved about the character the most is strong, able to take care, but incredibly feminine at the same time.
Yeah. Here's the line that broke the internet. Who's the strong man now? Crash. Oh.
What was it like to work with Jessica Lange? I have to ask before we go.
Well, without giving away too much information, because she's a very private person, we warm up the same way. And when I watched her warm up, I just went, you have to understand, I never thought I was going to have a career like this.
Oh, God.
This is my dream career. I left this because I'm transgender. I thought I'd never find work as an actor, so I gave up. To be working opposite of Jessica Lange,
Kathy
Bates, Angela Bassett, Michael Chiklis, Sarah Paulson.
Extraordinary.
It's a master's class.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Watching some of them just.
But you really held your own. You had such a sense of yourself and a sense of the character, and it was very easy for me in this show to get past all of the differences because the work was so good.
Yes.
And that's what it's about. And I say to people all the time, you want to play all different roles when it's when opportunity meets talent, and that certainly is you. But tell me how friends and fans can get a hold of you. How can they get a hold of you?
Well, I'm on Twitter at.
Do you have a website?
I do. AmazonEve.com.
Amazon Eve.
Amazon Eve. AMAZONEVE, and my Twitter account is at Amazon Eve.
Oh, so easy.
I mean, I'm pretty easy, yeah.
And you're Erika Irvin.
I'm Erika Elizabeth Irvin.
Thank you so much for being on this show.
Thank you for having me
so
on.
appreciate it.
All right, sweetheart.
Pleasure.
Jason, your love. Mwah.
Take care. Everyone, please stay with us. And I'll see you guys all next week. Love you. Bye.
Wow.
You are watching T Radio V, Radio and TV.